The sinkhole was here all of my life. I've been here for 79 years. My grandfather homesteaded this property in 1882. The sinkhole was here then, but nothing was known about the sinkhole until 1969 when they were designing the interstate highway. They were concerned about foundation stability of the gypsum formations underneath the highway, so they built a road down into the sinkhole and drilled for foundation stability, and that's when they found the bones. So they immediately got a hold of the University of Wyoming, a state archaeologist. They came out in the summers of 71 and 72. My father gave them permission to build a cross across that sinkhole to find the extent of the bones. They found the bones extended across the entire bottom of the sinkhole. So the building that you see down there, there's as many bones outside of that building as there are inside. So then in 1989, just before my father passed away, he donated this site to the University of Wyoming with the understanding that they would open it in 12 years for education and research. In 1990, we formed the Vore Buffalo Jump Foundation as a nonprofit entity to help the university in any way that possible.
The archaeologists determined roughly how many animals were killed in one single hunt by looking at this bone. It's the bone that goes right behind the skull. They call it the atlas bone. So there's one on a buffalo, and we don't think the Native American hunters had a use for this bone. So the archaeologists count the atlas bones in 1 square meter. The strings in the bone bed mark off 1 meter squares in one layer. And then because anywhere they dug on the sinkhole floor, the bones are as thick as they are here in the middle, they multiply the number of atlas bones in 1 square meter by the area of the floor of the sinkhole. And the estimate is a decent hunt killed 225 buffalo.
Once they had a butcher down there, then as the bison plunged over the edge, they stirred up a lot of the dirt going down. And so the rains would come and wash that dirt down on top of the bones and cover them up. So the archaeologists claim it's the most well-preserved bone bed in the northern hemisphere. Every bit of the evidence here still remains in the site. The only thing that ever left the site was either taken out by the Indians themselves or a predator.
We offer guided tours during the summer months, but during the off-season in the spring and fall, we host up to 1,000 school children a year. When we host a field trip, the students rotate through the site. We talk to them about how to jump a buffalo, the tribes that likely use the site. We go down below and talk about the uses of the bison as well as the archaeology and what the archaeology has shown us about the lives of these hunters. We also let them throw darts at a target with a primitive throwing stick called an atto-atto. Their very favorite thing is throwing darts at the target, by far. We are located just off Old Highway 14 between Beulah and Sundance. We are open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days a week, and we are normally open from June 1st through Labor Day, every day of the week. If you're coming from the east, you would take the Beulah exit, which is 199. If you're coming from the west, you would get off at exit 205, which is where the Wyoming Visitor Center is located. This site is a critical site in terms of the time period that the hunters used it. It was used from about 1550 until 1800, when horses and guns made on-foot bison jumps obsolete. So it's that critical period that our archaeology sheds light on.